When Yutaka first talked with me about the project, so he described it as a project for a younger ensemble, but not an ensemble that didn't have sort of discerning ideas and taste and technical ability. And that was very intriguing. So this is a book called Breed to Come, and it's by an author named Andre Norton. And I read this book when I was young, and I loved it. And it was a book that I read more than once. I got it from my library, and then returned it, and then bought it again. And for some reason, it had crossed my mind that I was curious about that book. And it turns out that the author is a woman. And I wish I had known that when I was young. I didn't know, because Andre Norton is a pen name. And she wrote under a couple of other male pen names as well. But she's a hugely prolific writer, tremendously prolific. So I wish I had known when I was young, just because it would have been... I loved science fiction, but I didn't actually encounter very many women authors. But anyways, happy to learn that more recently. So the story, I won't give anything away because it's such a great story, but the story does involve, as you could tell from the cover art, an advanced race of felines who have basically inherited the earth. The main character is Furtig, so he's a cat, and it's his story. And he comes from a tribe that lives in 5 caves. It's a little bit of a story about science and a little bit of a story about relationships and tribes and a little bit of war. But that's not the focus, which is interesting. And the technology is really fascinating. There is this image that I have had in my head my whole life, from the time I read that book, even till now. And I think of it whenever I take an elevator. My vocabulary is as a jazz musician, so even when I write for choir or orchestra, I tend to include some of that harmonic vocabulary and sense of rhythmic ideas at times. My piece is not programmatic. It's not meant to be telling the story of the book, but I wanted it to... I was trying to capture a little bit of sense of adventure and sort of a mysterious relationship to one's world. I'm very excited to see what the piece becomes in their hands. And especially that it's a world premiere. I'm really happy that they are the ensemble that's going to first usher the piece into the world. That makes me really happy.